NBA 2K18 tutorial number 49. Today we're gonna break down a freelance offense, and yes family, the Sam pace motion cuts is back. So we are going classic today. We're gonna bring this back because 2K finally fixed what was broken with it. So this new 2K18 version of pace motion cuts is even better than my previous years. I'm guaranteeing you this will take your game to an entire new level. We will manipulate the spacing of the freelance set to give ourselves a distinct advantage over the competition, and obviously I'll show you how. Now with this manipulation, it will allow you to have perfectly spaced middle and wing pick and rolls. So I've already taught you guys how to do those by the fundamentals, but with this spacing it's going to be nasty. So from this point on, pace motion cuts is now the best freelance in 2K18 by far, and we'll be using this for all of our gameplays going forward. So first things first, like I said, pace motion cuts has been fixed by 2K. The middle pick and roll now has the wing player moving and filling the space. So to trigger pace motion cuts, you just tap left on the D-pad, bring up the freelancers, make sure you set the motion cuts, and obviously make sure you set it to pace. Now you can take a look at this quickly here. So I'm just running a middle pick and roll out of pace motion cuts, and you can see this time look at Kemba Walker on the left. There's a little bit of motion. That little bit of motion of him filling up the wing is essential to the pick and roll working, getting him a shot or opening up the roll man for the dive. Now when you're running this, make sure you don't run it towards the side with two players. You see here, this is me doing it wrong, and you can see all of the congestion there, especially the roll man, so there's nothing there, so it's not gonna work, and there's no wing fill action. But if you bring it up to the middle and you run it towards the side with one player, you can see the wing fills it up. You can call it again, and once again run it towards what I consider the single side. Okay, so from this point on, we're going to refer this to the single side because there's only one player in the corner and the wing. You can see the rolls and fill of the wing, which opens up the roll and the drive by Norman Powell. Now that's the basic, but what I'm going to show you the awesomeness of this that I talked about. So while in pace motion cuts, make sure you call quick post up to start, and this will put you into excellent spacing to attack. The best spacing to attack out of pick and rolls in 2K18. So you bring up the ball, and to call quick post up, you can call it either with the D-pad or you can use the PS4 touchpad, swipe right, and you get a quick post up. And you can see I have triggered it because there's a blue circle there telling me where to go to. And if you call a quick post up in pace motion cuts to start, it will always be in this spacing with the two bigs along the mid-range area and the two wings along the sides. And this is perfect spacing for our baseline wing pick and roll attack, where we attack the baseline with the screener sending us to along the side, getting the easy roll. And I can't say this enough, if you run this wing pick and roll this year, this reverse layup along the baseline is OP. Just look at Jeremy Lamb go, like that's not fair. Now make sure you call quick post up, because if you don't call quick post up, the spacing doesn't work. You can see I'm still in pace motion kits here. I'm trying to run a ring pick and roll, but there's a corner guy standing right there getting in all my space because I didn't call quick post up. So you must call it. But if you do call it, you are gonna get the perfect wing pick and roll setup. Obviously go to the side with Howard because he's our IPO screener. I bring it along the baseline with Jeremy Lamb, and that is a nasty reverse. So this is so good that even players that you're not supposed to do this with, like Ibaka, Marvin Williams, and Norman Powell, they can do it. I'm running a wing pick and roll with Ibaka, and the boy is hitting a reverse. So that's how overpowering the spacing and that reverse animation is. So you can see me here again with Marvin Williams. Once again, should not be doing that. Should not be running a wing pick and roll along the baseline going reverse with Marvin Williams. But there it is again, success. And this is on Hall of Fame, obviously. So same thing, bring up the ball, pace motion cuts, call quick post up already, run a wing pick and roll with the screener sending the handler along the baseline, go for the reverse, Norman Powell, also good. So if you're not familiar with how to do the reverse, just go to my all tutorial playlist and watch tutorial number 39, and that will teach you and solve all of your reverse problems, guaranteed. And there goes Jeremy Lamb. Damn, that is a nice reverse. So this quick post up spacing is actually also good for middle pick and roll, not just the wing. So you're just gonna make sure you have a handoff turned on in controller settings to do this quick post up pace motion cuts middle pick and roll. So you can see I have called quick post up again. I brought the ball up with Walker, and I'm actually gonna hand the ball off to the wing that is on the screener side. So in this case, Jeremy Lamb with our screener is Howard. So I got this kind of modified pistol action going, and I'm gonna make sure I call the middle pick and roll, sending the handle Jeremy Lamb to the single player side. And with this action, because of the extra motion, it really opens up the offense with the wing filling the top as the screener dives hard, both corners occupied. That's ideal middle pick and roll spacing with lots of good movement. So you can see again, I bought our lamb, I've already called quick post up, that's why that blue circle is there. I hand it off to Walker, they'll try to come up for a pick, going single side, the extra motion shifts the defense, the wing field shifts the defense, and that gives us the corner free because there's corner shooter on either side. So same thing, Lowry brings it up, call quick post up. Obviously we're gonna hand it off to DeRozan, and then we're gonna call a screen from Valanciunas, bring it back this way. Extra motions breaks the defense, goes to Valanciunas, easy dunk. So this time out of after being scored on, bring him with Lowry, call quick post up, hand it off to DeRozan, understanding we're gonna call Valanciunas, switch the screen side so we get to go single side, and we're gonna throw it down. All that extra movement really helps, and this also works with weak and terrible players. So I have with the bench here, this is Anube, Van Fleet, and Nogueira, so not very good guys, but I'm running the same action, quick post up, hand off to the wing, middle pick and roll handoff, going single side. Open shot, he misses it, but that's a good look. And also be aware, you will get probably a lot of switches. Like you have a pretty big switch advantage if you're doing this. So call quick post up, hand it off to the wing, Marvin Williams pick and roll with Dwight Howard, middle pick and roll. And we got the switch onto DeRozan, so now Dwight is being guarded by DeRozan, so don't do anything else. Just call isolation, quick post up, space out the floor, 4-1 spacing, bang, throw it down, Dwight. So the conclusion here is actually rather simple. You are just pretty much going to call quick post up while you bring up the ball in pace motion cuts, and you're either going to run a wing pick and roll or a middle pick and roll. So you're either going to swing the ball to the wing, run a wing pick and roll, or hand it off to the wing, lead them to the middle, and then call for a screen from the screener, and you go from there. So that's all it is. But this is actually very, very useful in 2K18. This is because it's really rare for a player to be able to get this kind of ideal spacing this quickly. I mean, I can get this by just swiping the touchpad to the right on PS4 or calling a quick post up on Xbox. So like, it's not always going to be pretty. Obviously when you're doing this, you're always not going to get clean looks, but the consistent spacing is gold. Like you don't have to worry. Like, you know, if you bring it up the ball, you call a quick post up, go to the middle, you're either going to kick it to the wing and run a wing pick and roll, attacking baseline, attacking reverse, or lobbing it up, or you're going to hand it off to the wing guy and you're going to go middle. So to be able to get the same spacing and action with one swipe or 2 button clicks all the time with your players getting into spots that you know that they will be getting into, that is huge in 2K18. Like, when you're running pick and rolls, middle pick and rolls, if you just do it like by standstill, it's not very good. But if you trigger it with a couple of handoffs, some extra motion, watch Walker get into Dwight Howard's defender's way, that little action when he runs to the corner and Dwight runs to the top, see? And the wing fielder by Batum, it all adds up. Like, it's little things, but all of these adds up to get you extra seams from all over the court that is going to help benefit your offense, and it's going to jack up the efficiency majorly. Now, I know I've been using Warriors motion cuts all year this year, but the pace is actually better now because Warriors motion cuts do struggle with opening up the corner spot to help you with the wing pick and roll. So you don't want to be struggling with that while doing this. But if you are doing this, there is no such struggle. Like, the pace motion is gonna get you there, guaranteed. So I do suggest you guys focus on converting to this from now on. This is just much better than Warriors motion cuts because you guys know I never really use the freelance branches. I like to run, to me, freelances, either pace, Warriors motions, it doesn't matter what you use. You're using it to run pick and rolls, pick and fades from the wing, or pick and rolls from the side, or pick and roll from the middle. That's what you're using it for. You're not using it to run the branches of the freelance. Why would you do that? Because like, I have money play sets that has way better branches. I'll be discussing that actually in the next video. But my point here is that if you're in a freelance, you're using it to run pick and rolls. And pace motion cuts done when you use quick post up to setup is by far the best because you have perfect spacing for middle pick and rolls, and you also have perfect spacing for wing pick and rolls. And it's always consistent and it's always there. You just gotta, get the controls right. Like, make sure you turn a handoff on in controller settings. So you get that down. You can see I'm getting a lot of these open looks and the breakage everywhere. And these are not my cleanest clips. I just wanted to show you guys these messier clips to let you see that this does work on all levels. You just gotta be patient, and you see here, you're gonna switch the screen side. Make sure you get the screen side correct, because you gotta be going along baseline. So you give yourself the opportunity to trigger the reverse when needed. And there it is again. Reverse layups, unstoppable. I actually think it is unstoppable, so 2K might have to patch that. So, and you can always work the ball around, stay patient, play in the flow of the offense. See, the spacing is staying exactly the same, so I know what I'm doing. I call a quick post up, I swing it to the wing, I run a wing pick and roll, going to the baseline, Ibaka gets a double, we kick it to Valanciunas. See, there's a lot of passing, a lot of consistent positioning. Play with this a lot, get used to it yourself. Just understand, if you're doing this and you're not running any sets, you're either running middle pick and rolls or through a handoff, or you're gonna be running wing pick and rolls for a kick to the side, and you're gonna be going baseline. Nice and easy, always consistent. Okay, so by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. As always, thanks for watching. Appreciate all of your support. More tutorials coming this weekend. And yep, not the prettiest thing, but the spacing is excellent. So thanks for coming by, and I will see all of you with number 50 next time.